a probation hold on you. I'm going to set your bond at $2,000. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim involved in this case. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. The City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your hearing date is set for May 28, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
Burden of proof.
What is your full name, please?
Robert Andre Fulmore.
You are charged with 7 counts of aggravated harassment. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Need to let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. And I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation. And I don't believe there's any victims online. Deputy County Attorney?
Your Honor, the state's asking for a $50,000 bond given the demonstration of unwillingness to follow court orders.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, he's lived in Tucson for 30 years and has ties to the community. Pretrial services spoke with his father, who indicated he can provide transportation to court. It also appears that he might be struggling with some mental health issues. I'd ask you to set the bond at $10,000.
Mr. Fulmore, your bond is set at $50,000. It is cash. You are not allowed to have any contact with any of the alleged victims in this case. Do not go to where they live or work. Possession of firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set May 30th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. You are excused. Thank you.
Yeah, afford that bond.
Pardon?
I can't afford that bond.
Defense counsel, Mr. Haw, Nicholas Haw, he has refused to appear. Did you want to continue the matter, or did you want to waive his presence?
We can waive his presence.
All right, you're willing to waive his presence? Okay, so State of Arizona versus Nicholas John Haw. He is charged with 1 count of criminal damage, class 6 felony. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. And County Attorney, what is your bond recommendation for the record?
Your Honor, in addition to the form that we submitted, it's just $5,000.
And Defense Counsel, what is your recommendation?
Your Honor, he is a lifelong resident of Tucson. He's also homeless and unemployed and unable to post any significant amount of bond. I'd ask you to set the bond in this matter at $2,000.
Because of his alleged felony conviction history, I'm going to set his bond at $5,000. He's not allowed to have any contact with any victim, go to where they live or work. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent him. May 30th at 1:30 p.m. is his preliminary hearing, and Defense Counsel agreed to waive his presence. On his misdemeanor matters, I will continue the matters, but appoint counsel for him. Let's see. I will continue these matters till tomorrow morning. Thank you.
All right.
Let's see. Hold on a second, sir. What is your full name, sir, at the Pima County Jail?
Fernando Manuel Rodriguez.
You are charged with 1 count of aggravated domestic violence. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. I need to let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you, who will be representing you for tonight's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney?
Your Honor, the state's asking for a $50,000 bond given the significant injuries to the victim and the fact that she was 2 months pregnant with the defendant's child during the assault.
Defense Counsel?
The judge. Your Honor, he's a lifelong resident of Tucson with ties to the community. I request that you set the bond at $10,000.
Mr. Rodriguez, you're already on release on another similar charge. I'm going to set your bond at $50,000. You are not allowed to have any contact with the victim involved in this case. Do not call her, see her, write to her, social media her. If you were to get out of custody, you cannot go to where she lives or works. You will be released to the supervision of pretrial services if you're able to post that bond. You must comply with any monitoring treatment they recommend. You are not allowed to possess any firearms or weapons, commit no further acts of domestic violence. The Legal Defender's Office is appointed as counsel. May 30th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. is your preliminary hearing. You are excused. Thank you. Defense counsel Aaron Kuntz is the next one listed, and he's refused. Did you want to waive his presence or continue the matter to tomorrow morning?
1 moment, let me just get his. Yeah, let's waive his presence.
You'd like to waive his presence?
Yes, please.
All right. For the record, State of Arizona versus Aaron Daniel Kuntz. He is charged with burglary in second degree and trafficking and stolen property in the first degree. Defense counsel covering tonight is willing to waive his presence. He had refused to appear in court a few times apparently. And there is a deputy county attorney present. Deputy county attorney, what is your recommendation regarding bond?
Your Honor, the state's asking for $2,500.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, he has lived in Tucson for 14 years and has ties to the community. Pretrial services spoke with his grandfather, who indicated he could provide housing and transportation to court. I might ask you set the bond in this matter at $1,500.
And I see that he's got another felony pending right now. All right, bond is set at $5,000. No contact with the victim. Don't go to the victim's residence or work location. Barbara Catrillo is appointed as counsel. Preliminary hearing is set May 30th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. The next individual is unavailable at the hospital, I believe, Jorge Zarate Montiel, with injuries. And defense counsel, did you want to continue this matter or waive his presence?
Yes, please continue it.
All right, we'll continue Jorge Zarate Montiel till tomorrow morning. Thank you.
Francis Harrison.
What is your full name, please?
Francis Jan Harrison.
Ms. Harrison, you are charged with 1 count of domestic violence assault. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Need to let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney if you can hire one. When you go to justice court, you can ask that counsel be appointed if they're asking for jail time. I am going to release you on this case. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date in justice court is set for May 30th at 10:30 a.m. Make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you're excused. Thank you.
Out the door, second. With the things. Layla Lopez.
What is your full name, please?
Leila Cherie Lopez.
All right, looks like you had 5 warrants for your arrest at a South Tucson Municipal Court for a criminal trespass on March 23rd, 2023, assault criminal trespass from September 14th, 2022, criminal trespass in the 3rd degree from December 27th, 2022, shoplifting resisting arrest from February 9th of 2021, and a shoplifting from May 15th, 2022. Ms. Lopez, these cases will never go away until you appear in court. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm gonna quash the warrants, release you. You'll need to appear in South Tucson, June 3rd at 10 a.m. June 3rd, 2025 at 10 a.m. Make sure you appear. If you don't, more warrants will issue for your arrest. You also had 1, 2, 3 cases in warrant status at a city court for criminal trespass and drug paraphernalia charges. I'm going to quash the warrants. I'm going to release you. June 17th at 9:30 a.m. is your next court date in city court. Make sure you appear. If you do not, more warrants will issue for your arrest. You are.
Right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Daniel. Yes, out the door downstairs.
What is your full name, sir?
Daniel Shoot.
Mr. Shu,
Daniel James.
you're charged with one count of a new charge, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia from today's date. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty, release you. Your next court date in justice court is going to be May 30th at 8:30 a.m. And I'll let them know that you're currently in custody on a felony matter, but I am releasing you on that case. You also had a warrant for your arrest at a city court for one count of criminal trespass. I'm going to release you, appoint the city public defender. And your next court date's going to be in city court on June 17th at 2:30 p.m. I'll appoint a city public defender to represent you. You're excused, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Dollar Ellison.
What is your full name, please?
Allison Table.
Ms. Scholar, it looks like you had 3 new charges of criminal trespass. Actually, 4 new charges of criminal trespass. And then you had 5 cases of criminal trespass and drug paraphernalia charges. I am going to quash those warrants, enter pleas of not guilty, set your bond at $1,000. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. May 30th, 2025 at 1:45 p.m. is your next hearing date in city court. Your attorney will contact you at the jail. Thank you. You're excused.
Down the stairs. Nani. Sorry.
What is your full name, please?
And that's Sue Nanini.
What's your last name?
Nanini.
You have a new charge of criminal trespass from today's date. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. And then you already had 4 warrants for your arrest at a city court for criminal trespass, shoplifting, a criminal damage, criminal trespass, and in a resisting arrest case. I'm going to quash those warrants. You live in Tucson, Ms. Nanini?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
You have to appear in court. I'm going to give you a chance to appear on your own, June 24, 2025 at 10 a.m. You must appear. If you do not, more warrants will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes, I understand.
All right, you are excused. Thank you.
Just for movies. Up the door downstairs.
Good evening, Your Honor.
Good evening. What is your full name, please?
Christopher Ruiz
What is your middle name?
Alexander.
You're charged with domestic violence assault, domestic violence preventing use of a telephone, domestic violence unlawful imprisonment. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. I'm willing to let you be released, but you're not allowed to have any contact with Joanne. Do you understand?
Okay.
Don't call her, don't text her, don't see her, don't go to where she lives. If that's where you live, you can't live there. I'll allow you to return to the residence one time to get your personal items with a police escort. You'll have to show the police this minute entry that you're going to get from the jail. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in Tucson City Court, June 17, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. You must appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you. What is your full name?
Nicolas Vega.
What's your middle name?
Isaiah.
You're charged with domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct ×2, domestic violence one count of criminal damage. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. Looks like it's 2 separate cases. I'm willing to let you be released, but you're not allowed to have any contact with Trilyn. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Do not call her, do not see her, do not text her, do not social media her. Do not go to where she lives. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date will be in City Court, June 17, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. You must appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
That's very court, he said, and she's telling what court they gotta go through, so it's a security court.
No, she probably sleeps for. Does
Whoever's
she just
talking on the
doesn't?
Zoom, please mute yourself.
Deanna, the interpreter is on Zoom. She is muted.
What is your full, is there a public defender there?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, what is your full name, sir?
Jesus Diaz Montejo.
What is your middle name?
Ramon.
You a junior?
Yeah.
You are charged with 1 count of drive-by shooting. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney?
Your Honor, the state's asking for a $100,000 bond in this case. This is a matter that involved two other defendants that will be seen here tonight. They all decided to commit this crime together.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, he has no criminal history, it appears. He's 20 years old, so he's relatively young. He's a lifelong resident of Tucson with ties to the community. He has housing with his mother. He's also currently unemployed and unable to post any significant amount of bond. I'd ask you set the bond in this matter at $30,000.
Mr. Diaz Montejo, your bond is set at $100,000. You are not allowed to have any contact with the victim or go back to that residence location. Possess no firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set May 30th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Ronald Ford III.
You are charged with being a prohibited possessor, a weapons misconduct charge. I'm an inner plea of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation. Deputy County Attorney?
Your Honor, this is one of the co-defendants in the drive-by shooting. The state would ask for a $100,000 bond, even though the charges are not the same at this time.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, he's lived in Tucson for 2 years and has ties to the community. He does have housing available with his mom. He's currently unemployed and unable to post any significant amount of bond, and he's not currently charged with drive-by shooting. I'd ask you set the bond in this matter at $15,000.
Mr. Ford, your bond is set at $75,000. Legal Defender's Office is appointed as counsel. Preliminary hearing is set May 30th at 1:30 p.m. You are not allowed to possess any firearms or weapons. You also have a misdemeanor assault, domestic violence assault charge. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. I will release you on this case. No contact with the victim involved in this matter. May 28th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. is your Next hearing date in city court. I'll appoint an attorney to represent you. You are excused. What is your full name, please?
My name is Linda Megan McVeigh.
You're charged with one count of theft. I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty. Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation. Deputy County Attorney.
The state's asking for a $20,000 bond.
Defense Counsel.
Like 30 years.
Your Honor, she's lived in Tucson for about 30 years and has ties to the community.
I'm having a problem with identity theft. Can you add that in?
It appears like she might have some mental health issues. I'd ask you set the bond in this case at $2,000.
Can you please?
McPhee,
Excuse me.
bond,
This is my court.
your bond is at $2,000. No contact.
Ma'am,
And public
might I add that I'm having a problem with identity theft as well?
Okay.
I'd like to have that stated to the group.
Talk to your attorney about it from the public defender's
Okay.
office.
So,
1:30 is your.
excuse me, I'd like to get my paperwork.
Thank you.
What, can I get my paperwork?
There's your paperwork.
No, can I have the paperwork for when is my next court date?
May 30th,
Stop.
7:30. May 30th. Defense counsel Sean Donor. Also, oh, that's a misdemeanor. Sorry, he was refused. I'll continue jail Sean Donor to tomorrow morning. What is your full name? What's your name?
Tu nombre, por favor.
Kenia Guadalupe Valdez.
Kenia Guadalupe Valdez.
You're charged with unlawful possession of a narcotic drug for sale.
Se le acusa de posesión ilícita de un narcótico para la venta.
I'm going to enter a plea of not guilty.
Estoy entablando una declaración de no culpable.
You do have a constitutional right to remain silent.
Tiene derecho constitucional de guardar silencio, señora.
You have a right to be represented by an attorney.
tiene derecho de ser representada por un abogado.
There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing.
Hay un abogado que está sentado al lado de usted, a quien está aquí representándola para la audiencia de hoy.
I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their recommendation in this case.
Your Honor, the
Le voy
state's
a
asking for pretrial release.
Sobre la recomendación que tienen en este caso.
Deputy County Attorney?
Sorry, Your Honor. The state's asking for pretrial services.
La audiencia está, la fiscalía está pidiendo servicios previos a juicio.
Ms. Valdez, I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services based on the state's recommendation.
Señora Valdez, la voy a dejar en libertad bajo la recomendación de la fiscalía que usted trabaje con servicios previos a juicio.
You must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services.
Usted necesita cumplir con cualquier tratamiento monitoreado que el servicio previo a juicio recomienda.
You are not allowed to be in possession of any illegal drugs.
Usted no puede estar en posesión de ninguna droga legal.
You're not allowed to drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs.
No puede tomar alcohol, bebidas alcohólicas, ni tampoco usar ninguna droga legal.
The Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you.
La oficina del defensor público se le nombra para representarla a usted.
Your preliminary hearing is set June 9th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m.
Su audiencia preliminar se fija para el 9 de junio. I'm sorry, Your Honor, was that at 1:30?
Yes.
La 1:30 de la tarde.
Thank you. Stay in touch with your attorney.
Gracias. Mantenga contacto con su abogado.
Jail, is there any other Spanish-speaking defendants?
That's it, Your Honor.
All right, Spanish interpreter, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yes.
What is your full name, sir?
It's Michael Anthony Della Rosa Aguirre.
Your charge looks like a felony warrant for your arrest for one count of misconduct involving a weapon from January 25th of 2025. I am going to enter plea of not guilty, quash the warrant, let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. County Attorney, what is your bond recommendation?
Your Honor, given the multiple failures to appear in the prior criminal history, I would ask for a $5,000 bond.
Defense Counsel?
Your Honor, he's a lifelong resident of Tucson with ties to the community. He does have housing available with his mom. His mom spoke to pretrial services. He's currently unemployed and unable to post any amount of bond. He's reporting that he believed that his case had been dismissed and was unaware of the warrant. I'd ask you to set the bond at $1,000.
Mr. Aguirre, your bond set at $2,500 plus release to pretrial services. If you're able to post that bond, you must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. You are not allowed to possess any firearms or weapons. Drink no alcohol. Don't take any illegal drugs if you were to get out of custody. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for May 27th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. Thank you.
I apologize. I thought my case was dismissed. They had reduced. I've never ever had a warrant for missing court, and I truly apologize to the state.
You
But
have to
I
talk
think
to your attorney about it. Thank you.
Down the stairs. Fox.
What is your full name, please?
That Levi Fox.
You're
Just
charged
do
with one count of unlawful flight from a law enforcement vehicle. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney.
Okay.
The county attorney's office is okay with your release to the supervision of pretrial services. I will release you to their supervision. You must comply with any monitoring treatment they recommend. You are not allowed to drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs. Do not drive without a valid license. Public Defender's Office is appointed as counsel in your case. June 9th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. is your preliminary hearing. Stay in touch with your attorney. You are excused.
Thank
Gibson.
What is your full name, please?
Francis Scott Gibson.
Mr. Gibson, you have a felony warrant for your arrest for charges from February 13th of 2022. It charges you with 3 counts of endangerment, 2 counts of aggravated assault involving a deadly weapon, dangerous instrument, 2 counts of aggravated assault, a felony criminal damage charge, a misdemeanor DUI charge, and a misdemeanor extreme DUI charge. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, quash the warrant, let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the Deputy County Attorney, Prosecutor's Office.
Your Honor, given the significant history of DUI and clear substance abuse issues, in addition to the fact that there was an injury that occurred with this, the state's asking for a $50,000 bond.
Defense Counsel.
Your Honor, he had no prior felony convictions. He's lived in Tucson for 10 years and has ties to the community. He's currently employed and would like to be able to continue working. I ask you set the bond in this matter of $5,000.
Mr. Gibson, I'm going to set the bond that was set on your warrant of $25,000. You are not allowed to have any contact with the victims. If you're able to post that bond, you'll be released to the supervision of pretrial services. You must comply with any monitoring treatment they recommend. If you were to post that bond, you cannot drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs. You cannot drive without a valid license. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for May 27th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. You're excused. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Aiden Michael Harris.
You are charged with 1 count of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, recklessly displaying a firearm. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. There is a victim who is present. The victim in the case, do you want to be heard regarding release or no release?
Yes, this is the victim, Hugh Harris, his father. I recommend he be released. I think the witness who reported this incident as threatening behavior with a firearm greatly misunderstood the activity. He was not there right in front of us like I was, and I don't believe there was any threatening behavior or any domestic violence.
Thank you. Deputy County Attorney.
Your Honor, given the fact that a firearm was involved in this incident, the state is asking for a $2,500 bond.
Defense Counsel.
Your Honor, he has no criminal history. So if he were to have a firearm, that's not in and of itself a crime. The victim doesn't object to his release and seems to disagree with within the internal complaint. He's also lived in Tucson for 20 years and has ties to the community. I'd ask you release him to pretrial services.
Mr. Harris, I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services because you were assessed that as a level 1. You have no prior arrest history. You're 29 years old. You've lived in Tucson for at least 20 years. Your father supports your release. I am going to, you must comply with any monitoring treatment as directed by pretrial services. You are not allowed to drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs while on release status. You are not allowed to possess any firearms or weapons. So you must surrender any firearms to your local police within 48 hours. If you have any firearms in your home, you cannot be in a home with firearms. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set June 9th at 1:30 p.m. Stay in touch with pretrial services and your attorney. Anything else for the record, County Attorney
No, Your Honor.
and Defense Counsel?
No.
All right, thank you. Mr. Harris, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you.
What is your full name, please? You had a felony warrant for your arrest from a charge from November 17th, 2024 for charges involving 2 counts of aggravated domestic violence and then aggravated harassment involving a previous domestic violence conviction. And then you had a case from November 20th, 2024 for a felony aggravated domestic violence and a misdemeanor assault. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. Deputy County Attorney.
Your Honor, the victims in this case are the defendant's parents. Father continues to object to the defendant's release and said he is not welcome to stay with them or have contact with him. The defendant has demonstrated a significant history of failing to comply with court orders, and therefore the state is asking for a $50,000 bond.
Mr. Leon, you also have a Department of Corrections hold on you. Defense Counsel?
Your Honor, he is a lifelong resident of Tucson with ties to the community. He has been homeless and unemployed, so he doesn't have any savings with which to post a bond. And as noted, he also has a Department of Corrections hold and will not be released. I'd ask you set the bond in this matter at $25,000.
Mr. Leon, your bond is set at $50,000. No contact with the victims, possess no firearms or weapons, commit no further acts of domestic violence. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for May 27th, 2025 at 1:30 p.m. You also had a misdemeanor warrant for your arrest at a justice court for an assault charge from September 27th of 2023. I'm going to quash the warrant, release you. Your next court date in justice court is May 30th at 8:30 a.m. and I'll let justice court know that you're currently in custody on the DOC hold and felony hold. You are excused. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Diaz.
You are charged with 1 count of drive-by shooting, aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, discharging a firearm within the city limits. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this evening's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Deputy County Attorney.
Your Honor, this is the third of the co-defendants in the drive-by shooting, and the state is asking for a uniform release of a $100,000 bond.
Defense Counsel.
Your Honor, I would ask that you take the circumstances of this defendant into account in setting proper release conditions. He's in a guardianship with his mother. He was born with a brain disorder. I had a conversation with him before court, and he is not at the intellectual level of an adult. He's going to be a very vulnerable individual here at the Pima County Jail. He also has epilepsy and needs his medication. He is on disability and unemployed, and his parents are retired, so they'd have very little money to post bond for him. He's also a lifelong resident of Tucson with ties to the community. And so I'd ask you set the bond in this matter at $5,000.
Because of the alleged facts in this case, bond is set at $150,000 secured. No contact with the victims, possess no firearms or weapons, don't go back to the residence or work location of the victims. Legal Advocate Office is appointed to represent Mr. Montaño Diaz. preliminary hearing is set May 30th at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. Thank you. All right, everyone's excused. Thank you.